You may believe that all fruits are safe, healthy, and the perfect late-night snack. But the truth is more alarming than most people realize. As a brain doctor, I need you to understand that certain fruits, when eaten at the wrong time and in the wrong way, can quietly increase your risk of stroke overnight. I have seen patients who thought they were making a healthy choice, ending their evening with a plate of sweet fruit, only to wake up with dizziness, weakness, or even unable to move one side of their body. Stroke does not always wait until you are older, and it does not always come with a loud warning. Sometimes it is triggered silently by blood sugar spikes, sudden blood pressure changes, or hidden chemical imbalances caused by foods you never suspected could be dangerous. Fruits that are too sweet, too acidic, too heavy in potassium, or taken straight from the refrigerator late at night can all stress the brain, the heart, and the blood vessels in ways that make a stroke more likely while you sleep. That is why, in this video, I will reveal the 4 groups of fruits that can raise stroke risk overnight, explain the medical science behind their dangers, and show you how to enjoy fruit in a way that supports your health instead of threatening it. Before we dive in, if you have not subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I know how to make better content for you. Part 1. High sugar fruits, the hidden blood pressure trigger. The first danger you must understand is the hidden effect of high sugar fruits when consumed at night. Many people believe that eating fruits like ripe mangoes, grapes, lychees, or durian is a natural and harmless way to end the day. The sweetness feels comforting, the texture is satisfying, and the mind associates fruit with health. But the truth is that these fruits, rich in simple sugars such as fructose and glucose, can quietly overload the body during the night hours when your metabolism is slowing down. As you sleep, your body is meant to rest, repair, and stabilize blood pressure and blood sugar levels. Instead, when you eat high sugar fruits right before bed, you flood the bloodstream with sugar. This causes a rapid rise in blood glucose, followed by a surge in insulin, the hormone that pushes sugar into cells. For older adults or those with prediabetes, diabetes, or insulin resistance, this response is exaggerated. The sugar lingers in the blood longer, thickening it, raising its viscosity, and making clot formation more likely. Thickened blood and sudden glucose swings place enormous stress on the delicate vessels of the brain. High blood sugar also pulls fluid into the bloodstream, temporarily raising blood pressure. A spike in blood pressure while you are lying down at night can be enough to rupture fragile vessels, leading to hemorrhagic stroke. It can also destabilize plaques in the arteries of the neck or brain, causing a clot to travel and block blood flow, triggering ischemic stroke. In clinical practice, I have seen elderly patients who enjoyed a late-night plate of longans or grapes, only to collapse hours later with a stroke. They had no chest pain, no warning, just sudden weakness on one side and slurred speech. Families are often shocked because they believed fruit was safe. The danger is not the fruit itself, but the timing and quantity. Eating a large portion of high-sugar fruit late at night is like pouring fuel into a system that is shutting down for rest. Instead of healing, your body spends the night battling sugar surges and unstable blood pressure. Scientific studies back this up. Research has shown that postprandial hyperglycemia, the sharp rise in blood sugar after eating, is a major independent risk factor for cardiovascular disease and stroke, even more so than average blood sugar levels. These repeated nighttime spikes silently damage blood vessels, leading to long-term complications. For seniors, the risk is magnified because blood vessels are already stiffer, less elastic, and more prone to rupture. The practical advice is clear. If you love sweet fruits, enjoy them earlier in the day when your body is more active and better able to burn glucose. Pair them with fiber-rich foods, nuts, or yogurt to slow absorption. Limit portion sizes to a handful rather than a full plate, and avoid turning late-night fruit into a routine, especially if you already live with high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease. The lesson here is simple. High-sugar fruits eaten at night are not harmless. They are silent blood pressure triggers that can set the stage for stroke while you sleep. If this warning has surprised you, wait until you hear about the next danger, where I will reveal how citrus fruits, often praised for their vitamin C, can actually cause acidity and nighttime blood pressure spikes that put your brain at risk. Part 2. Citrus overload, acidity, and nighttime blood pressure spikes. The second danger that you must not overlook comes from citrus fruits when consumed in excess or too late at night. Fruits like oranges, mandarins, grapefruits, and pomelos are celebrated for their vitamin C and refreshing flavor. And during the day, they can indeed support the immune system and provide hydration. But when eaten before bedtime, especially in large amounts, citrus fruits can become silent disruptors of cardiovascular stability and brain health. The first problem is acidity. Citrus fruits are naturally high in citric acid, and when taken late at night, they increase gastric acid secretion. This can irritate the stomach lining, worsen reflux, and trigger discomfort that keeps blood pressure elevated. More importantly, the acidity combined with natural sugars can alter the body's electrolyte balance. At night, the parasympathetic nervous system should dominate, slowing the heart rate and lowering blood pressure to allow repair. However, a sudden influx of acid and sugar stimulates the sympathetic nervous system instead, leading to stress hormone release, higher heart rate, and unexpected spikes in blood pressure while you sleep. For people with fragile arteries, these spikes can increase the risk of hemorrhagic stroke. The second problem relates to drug interactions. Grapefruit, in particular, is known to interfere with enzymes in the liver that metabolize medications. Many seniors take drugs for high blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart rhythm. When grapefruit juice blocks the breakdown of these medications, the blood levels rise unpredictably, sometimes doubling or tripling. This can make blood pressure drop too low or fluctuate wildly, destabilizing the circulation to the brain and raising stroke risk. Even oranges and pomelos, though less studied, may have similar, though milder effects. The third problem is nocturnal pressure variation. Studies have shown that nighttime blood pressure should dip naturally by 10 to 20% compared to daytime levels. This dip protects the brain and heart. But when people eat citrus fruits late at night, particularly in cold weather, the body reacts with transient spikes instead of dips. Researchers have found that patients who lose this protective night dip, a condition called non-dipping hypertension, face significantly higher risks of stroke, heart attack, and kidney disease. Clinically, I have seen elderly patients who enjoyed nightly orange juice, believing it was a healthy ritual, but ended up with unstable blood pressure and recurrent strokes. Families were shocked to learn that even a natural fruit could be harmful when consumed at the wrong time. The lesson is not to avoid citrus altogether, but to consume it wisely. During the day, citrus fruits are excellent for hydration and antioxidant support. They pair well with meals and help with iron absorption. But late at night, especially before bed, they should be avoided. If you are taking medications, ask your doctor about grapefruit interactions. If you crave something refreshing in the evening, choose a small portion of low-sugar fruit earlier in the night, not right before sleep. The message is simple. Citrus fruits may look innocent, but when overloaded or mistimed, they trigger acidity, hormonal stress, and nighttime blood pressure spikes that put your brain at risk of stroke. If this warning has made you think twice about your evening habits, wait until you hear about the next part, where I will explain how fruits high in potassium, like bananas, can strain the kidneys, disrupt heart rhythm, and create another hidden danger overnight. Part 3. Hidden potassium danger, bananas and kidney strain. The third danger you must recognize is the hidden effect of fruits that are high in potassium, especially bananas. When consumed excessively at night, bananas are widely praised as a healthy fruit, a quick source of energy, and a natural supplier of important minerals. Many people eat them before bed, believing they will promote relaxation and sleep. But for older adults or individuals with underlying kidney or heart problems, late night bananas can quietly create a deadly risk. Potassium is an essential mineral that helps regulate fluid balance, nerve signals, and muscle contractions, including the beating of the heart, in the right amount. It protects cardiovascular health by counteracting sodium and keeping blood pressure stable. But when potassium levels rise too high, a condition known as hyperkalemia, it disrupts the electrical signals of the heart. Instead of steady, coordinated beats, the heart may develop dangerous arrhythmias, irregular rhythms that can suddenly stop circulation to the brain. At night, when the body is resting and monitoring is absent, such arrhythmias can lead to sudden death in sleep. For healthy kidneys, excess potassium is filtered and excreted in urine, but kidney function naturally declines with age, and conditions such as chronic kidney disease or diabetes accelerate this decline. In seniors with reduced kidney reserve, eating potassium-rich fruits like bananas, avocados, or even large amounts of melons at night overwhelms the system. The kidneys cannot clear the excess quickly, and potassium accumulates silently in the bloodstream. Clinically, I have seen elderly patients admitted to the hospital with sudden weakness, muscle cramps, or chest palpitations after evening snacks of multiple bananas. Blood tests revealed dangerously high potassium, and electrocardiograms showed life-threatening arrhythmias. These patients did not suspect fruit could be the cause. The timing makes the danger worse. At night, kidney filtration slows, urine production decreases, and the body's ability to balance electrolytes is reduced. This means potassium eaten late stays in circulation longer, creating a higher risk of overnight heart rhythm disturbances. Research confirms that hyperkalemia is more common in older adults. Those on blood pressure medications such as ACE inhibitors or ARBs, and patients with heart failure or chronic kidney disease. In these populations, a seemingly innocent banana at night can tip the balance toward catastrophe. The key is not to fear bananas, but to use them wisely. For most healthy people, one banana during the day is safe and even beneficial. They provide fiber, vitamins, and support digestion. But for older adults, particularly those with reduced kidney function, heart disease, or those taking medications that raise potassium, bananas and other high potassium fruits must be limited, especially at night. Safer alternatives include apples, pears, or berries, which provide antioxidants and fiber without overwhelming potassium load. Portion size is also critical. Eating 2 or 3 bananas at once is excessive. Moderation and timing make all the difference. The message is clear. Bananas may look harmless, but at night they can overload the body with potassium, strain weakened kidneys, and disrupt the heart's rhythm in ways that quietly increase stroke and sudden death risk. If this warning has surprised you, stay with me for the next part, where I will reveal how cold fruit straight from the refrigerator, eaten late at night, can shock the blood vessels, disrupt brain circulation, and set the stage for stroke while you sleep. Part 4. Cold fruit at night, vascular shock. The fourth danger that often goes unnoticed is the habit of eating cold fruit straight from the refrigerator late at night. Many people enjoy the refreshing taste of chilled watermelon, pears, or apples after dinner, believing it helps digestion or simply cools the body. But for older adults or those with fragile blood vessels, this habit can silently trigger vascular shock and increase the risk of stroke overnight. When the body is preparing for sleep, blood pressure and heart rate should gradually decline. This natural dip allows the cardiovascular system to rest and reduces strain on the brain. But when very cold fruit suddenly enters the stomach, the body perceives it as a stressor. Cold temperatures cause the blood vessels in the digestive tract and throughout the body to constrict sharply. This vasoconstriction raises peripheral resistance, forces the heart to pump harder, and creates a sudden spike in blood pressure at a time when the system should be stable. For seniors with stiff arteries, high blood pressure, or existing atherosclerosis, even a brief spike can rupture a weakened vessel in the brain, leading to hemorrhagic stroke. The danger is not limited to blood pressure alone. Cold exposure also activates the sympathetic nervous system, releasing catecholamines such as adrenaline. These stress hormones accelerate heart rate, narrow blood vessels further, and destabilize circulation in vulnerable patients. This can provoke arrhythmias, chest pain, or reduced blood flow to critical areas of the brain. Clinical reports have documented cases of dizziness, fainting, and even cardiac arrest triggered by sudden ingestion of icy drinks or cold food, particularly at night when the body is less prepared to handle abrupt thermal stress. The effect is magnified by timing. At night, the body's core temperature naturally drops as part of the circadian rhythm. Introducing cold fruit exaggerates this drop, confusing the body's temperature regulation system and increasing strain on both the heart and blood vessels. For individuals with hypertension, diabetes, or poor circulation, this stress can be catastrophic. Beyond blood pressure spikes, eating cold fruit at night can also cause digestive disturbances that indirectly stress the cardiovascular system. Cold suppresses enzyme activity and slows stomach function, leading to bloating, reflux, or abdominal discomfort. These disturbances may not seem serious, but they activate stress pathways and prevent restful sleep, adding further strain to the heart and brain. The safer practice is to avoid refrigerated fruit right before bed. If you prefer cold fruit, allow it to reach room temperature before eating, or consume it earlier in the evening when the body is still active. Small portions are less risky than large plates. And pairing fruit with warm tea or room temperature water helps balance the thermal effect. For seniors, it is especially important to respect the body's natural nighttime rhythm. Eating light, warm, and easy to digest foods supports stable blood pressure and healthy sleep, while avoiding sudden shocks to the vascular system. The message is straightforward. Cold fruit at night is not refreshing for your brain or heart. It is a hidden vascular shock that can disrupt circulation and set the stage for stroke while you sleep. If this truth has changed the way you think about your evening habits, stay with me for the conclusion, where I will summarize the 4 fruit-related dangers, give you safer alternatives, and remind you that knowledge and timing can turn fruit from a hidden risk into a powerful ally for your brain health. Conclusion: safer choices and final warnings about fruit and stroke risk. We have now reached the conclusion, and it is time to bring everything together. Fruits are often seen as the symbol of health. But as I have shown you, not all fruits are harmless when eaten at the wrong time, in the wrong way, or in excessive amounts. The truth is that certain fruits can quietly raise the risk of stroke overnight, turning what should be a healthy habit into a hidden danger. The first group we explored were high-sugar fruits like ripe mangoes, grapes, lychees, and durians. When eaten late at night, their concentrated sugar floods the bloodstream, thickens the blood, and triggers blood pressure spikes that strain fragile brain vessels. The second group were citrus fruits, oranges, mandarins. Grapefruits and pomelos may provide vitamin C during the day, but at night, their acidity and their potential to interfere with medications can destabilize blood pressure and circulation, creating the perfect storm for a stroke. The third group were potassium-heavy fruits such as bananas and avocados. For those with weakened kidneys or existing heart disease, late-night potassium overload can accumulate in the blood, disturb the heart's rhythm, and even trigger sudden death while sleeping. The fourth danger was not about the type of fruit, but the temperature. Cold fruit straight from the refrigerator shocks the digestive system, constricts blood vessels, and raises blood pressure at a time when the body should be resting, quietly creating conditions for a nighttime stroke. These are not rare or theoretical risks. I have seen them play out in real patients. Families devastated by an event they never thought could be linked to fruit. But knowledge is power. The good news is that you do not need to avoid fruit altogether. Instead, you need to respect timing, portion, and choice. Eat sweet fruits earlier in the day, when your metabolism can handle the sugar load. Enjoy citrus in moderation during daylight hours. And always check with your doctor if you are on blood pressure or cholesterol medications that might interact. If you love bananas, keep portions small and avoid them at night if you have kidney or heart conditions. And always let refrigerated fruit sit until it reaches room temperature before eating, especially in the evening. Safer alternatives for a nighttime snack include apples, pears, or a small handful of berries. These are lighter on sugar, gentler on the body, and still provide antioxidants and fiber without destabilizing blood pressure. Remember that the brain is highly sensitive to fluctuations in blood flow and pressure. Stroke is often the result of small, repeated stresses that build up until a vessel fails. Every choice you make, even something as simple as when and how you eat fruit, can either add to that stress or reduce it. As a brain doctor, I want you to carry this knowledge with you. Fruits are powerful, but power must be used wisely. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these 4 fruit-related dangers surprised you the most? And what change will you make in your own routine, starting tonight? Share your answer in the comments so others can learn from your experience. If this video gave you valuable knowledge, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I know how to improve. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another health tip made just for you. Protect your brain. Respect your body. And remember, stroke prevention begins with small daily choices. Even with something as simple as fruit,